The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Nordic Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at Nordic Fantasy with the promo code SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Sunday, June 22nd, around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Sky Reichel, once again joined by Dylan Rockford together to break down the games for the Monday card. Dylan, a lot of action over the weekend and a bunch of different sports. How's it going? Have you enjoyed your weekend? It's hot outside.
Yeah, it's been really hot after a shitty June. It was raining all month. It's been really hot out here in New Jersey, New York. But good weekend. We had the first ever UFC event in Baku, Azerbaijan. That was pretty interesting.
A lot of decisions.
Yeah, at one point it was 7 straight decisions. But main event was good. Other than that, Kyle Riley keeps dominating. 31 home runs, the 4th of the series in Chicago. They're dominating the Cubs right now. It was pretty profitable, actually. Besides the under in that Pittsburgh game, they decided to wake up and score 8 runs. Outside of that, it's been pretty good weekend. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's been okay, I guess. Tennis has been very good. I've swept 3 straight episodes, which is nice. Besides that, though, WNBA action's going on, so we'll see how my picks do for that. Terrell and I recorded late last night, but baseball's been okay. I hit my lock yesterday, so I can't complain too much. Either way, though, yeah, once again, a lot of interesting scorelines so far, a lot of runs, so maybe you're starting to see some of the offensive explosions we were hoping to see. And you had a crazy series in Wrigley because the wind was blowing out and every game had like 20 runs. Brewers are on the verge of punting away a massive lead. They're up 9-8 into the 8th inning. We'll see what happens, but once again, a pretty entertaining card itself for baseball today. Hopefully, you ended up making the right picks and you made some money. I do want to ask you, though, I know that there wasn't really any serious news stories going on in baseball. Do want to ask you, though, about one of your guys who actually got demoted today. Alvarez just did not work out this season. You have anything you want to share about that?
No, I think it's about time he's been. I don't really call that I don't really care that he hit a home run. I want to see how this Hayden guy does. I think his name's Hayden Singer that they called up from AAA. He's batting .236, so we'll see in about 35 games. But I honestly think it should be Luis Torrens behind the plate. I mean, Alvarez he was rated the #1 prospect, and it's just all of his work is just out. I mean, I don't know what's going on. He can't field. Hitting has not been good either. So, yeah, I'm happy. I called for it about a month ago, so they're a little late to it. But, yeah, maybe he'll get called back a little later in the season. But as of right now, maybe go work on some mechanics down in or up in Syracuse.
Yeah, I also did want to point out there was injury news. Chris Sale did fracture his ribcage. So he'll be out indefinitely. That's not the injury you want to hear with a fractured ribcage. That's pretty rough. Now, the Braves suck anyway. Lost today to Alcantara and the Marlins. But, yeah, if Sale's out, they're dead. So wanted to mention that for Atlanta with Sale getting hurt. That was the big injury news of the weekend. Also, you have a brand new pitcher who's supposed to be a very high prospect for the Reds, Burns, who's going to be making his debut on Tuesday. So you have another interesting young option to consider for Cincinnati, but Burns will be making his MLB debut on Tuesday. So there you go. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm good. Outside of the Mets and Yankees kind of sucking recently.
Yankees won a series. That counts.
Yeah, true. And Mets put up 11 runs, so maybe the tide is turning for us. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if you end up winning the series or not tonight, because the Mets, of course, play this Sunday Night Baseball game. But either way, point is pretty decent weekend for the Yankees. This comeback win today. Didn't look good, but a win's a win. So either way. Before we get into any of the games for the Monday card, a reminder that you can also check out the new content for the College Experience because they are doing their college football team previews. They're back on the College Experience with Kobe and with Moneyline Mac, previewing every single FBS college team. Don't miss out. Check out the College Experience for the college football preview for the upcoming season. Anyway, time to move on into the actual breakdowns of the card for the Monday game. Starting off with the first game, the Rangers against the Orioles. For this one, you have Corbin against Rogers. Rogers has really not pitched a lot since actually joining the Orioles in that trade from last year. He has not been particularly good. He made one appearance on May 24th, 6 1/3, 2 hits, no runs. Then he missed about 3 weeks, came back on June 18th, 2 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, and has not pitched since. You might remember that he was the guy that the Orioles got into the Stowers trade. They traded away him, and they also traded away Norby, and they ended up getting him. And he's not been good for Baltimore at all. But for Corbett, he's been fine this season. 4-6, 3.91 ERA. Not amazing, but once again, we're talking about Patrick Corbin. So any ERA below 4 feels like a Cy Young caliber season for him. For the money line, Baltimore -130, Texas is +110. The over-under in this game is set at 9.5. First glance, 9.5 feels way too high. I understand that the weather's starting to promote runs. Baltimore, not great at hitting. Rushman's also out until the All-Star break, so they're also in shambles. The backup got injured today after the collision with Jazz at home plate. So they were down to their third-string catcher in Gary Sanchez, which is not a good sign for them. Texas can't hit either. They won the middle game of the series, but it was a really ugly road series for Texas. They've been terrible on the road the entire season. Give me the under. I think 9.5 is too high.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to see some 10s out there as well over on FanDuel. I did make the Orioles the favorite here, but only up to a -120. I can't back them past that. I just think this might be a good spot for Patrick Corbin. You mentioned the Orioles not a good hitting team. They're especially not good against lefties as well, and I think they'll be able to have some success against them. So, they were just shut out on Saturday, Baltimore. And, Corbin, he's backed up by a top 5 bullpen as well. So even if he doesn't do the best job, I think the bullpen will do fine. Rangers, they've been playing a little better, but both underwhelming hitting teams. I see 10, 9.5. I set my total at 9.1. So, yeah, I like the under 9.5. If you could get a 10, I like that even more.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. Moving on to the next game, Braves against the Mets. For this one, might be the series, I don't want to say of the next few days because the Braves suck, but it's definitely one of the more important series, at least based on the history of these two teams and the fact they don't really like each other that much. But you have Schwellenbach against Blackburn. For this one, Braves -125 on the road. Mets are +105. Schwellenbach 5-4, 3.26 ERA. Blackburn, damn, he's been bad. 0-1, 6.92 ERA. He has allowed at least 3 earned runs in each of the last 3 starts. He's been really bad. Now at Atlanta, he's 13 games under 500, lost on the road, lost a road series to Miami over the weekend. For the Mets, they are the Sunday Night Baseball fade, if you want to take that approach. The over-under in this game is at 9 or 8.5. Dylan, you're the Mets guy. I'll ask you because the Mets at plus money being 27-10 at home does feel appealing, but it's a bad spot having the night game on Sunday, and on top of that, Blackburn's terrible. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, I can't back the Mets here, even if they're at home. Paul Blackburn, you mentioned it. He's been terrible. 3+ runs given up in 3 straight games. And Braves hit righties pretty well. They've hit them better than lefties. I think this is a good spot for them. They're playing the better baseball right now, regardless of the Mets scoring 11 runs right now. And Spencer Schwellenbach, he just pitched a complete game in his last road start versus the Brewers, who I think are a better hitting team than us. So hopefully Saturday's offense performance kind of gave the Mets a lineup some confidence because, boy, they were bad for about a week straight. So I would actually look towards the over, 8.5. My total came out to 8.8. So it's going to be a hot night in Queens. You mentioned at the top of the show, we have a heat wave. I know on Tuesday it's going to be 100. Ball's going to be traveling. We got wind blowing out as well towards center field. So I think the Braves are the right spot. I made them a -135 favorite. So -118. I like the Braves, and I low-key like the over, as well.
Yeah, I do want to ask, do you care at all that the Braves dominated your team last week? Is it a good revenge spot? Do you think it's just a good matchup for Atlanta? Or do you think
I just think it's a good matchup for Atlanta. Mets have no heart. They have no pride right now. So,
well, I mean, we'll see how they do in the game tonight. Mets are starting to regress a bit, but they're still 15 over. The Braves are terrible. The Braves over the weekend, I mean, they scored less than 4 runs in 2 of the 3 games against Miami. It was not pretty. So either way, I think I'll go with the Mets actually a plus. I'm probably not going to bet this because I have no interest in Blackburn, but for the sake of argument, I really can't make a case for Atlanta to be laying 125 on the road against a team that's great at home without Sale pitching. I just can't do it. And even Schwellenbach has not been great. Last 3 starts, 9 earned. So I don't mind going for the potential over in this game. I can see some runs. I don't really trust Atlanta's offense that much, but I think that it's a spot where the Mets are, in my opinion, a bit mispriced. The Braves have shown me nothing to prove that they should be favored in the spot with Sale not pitching. So I'll go with the Mets in this one. Probably not going to bet it, though, for this game. Moving on to the Yankees, taking on the Reds in Cincinnati. So you have a new pitcher for the Yankees. You have Winans pitching against Lodolo. Yankees minus 120 off the series win against Baltimore. Reds are even money after losing 2 out of 3 against the Cardinals. But Lodolo is going to try to piggyback off of Abbott, who was fantastic today again. Abbott's really good. He had a great outing today as well. For the over-under in this one, I see the line being set at about 9.5 or 10. I'll put it this way. Even though the Reds' offense has not been amazing this season in terms of consistency, it's really not a great spot to make your season debut when you're going to Cincinnati. It's not ideal. It's his first ever game. He's 29 years. Actually, no, never mind. He was on the Braves in 2023 and 2024. ERA of 7.2. Now he is headed to Cincinnati. Not exactly the spot you look for. I'll ask you for this game. What do you like? Because the Reds have the better pitcher, but the Reds also can't really be trusted. What do you like in this game?
Yeah, I was able to get the opening line of 10.5, and I took that under. I mean, even at 10, I probably would take the under. I don't want to take either side, but this total is crazy to me. My total came out to a flat 9. Nick Lodolo hasn't been great at home. Hasn't been bad, at home, but in his last few starts, 3 of the last 4 home starts did go under this number. It's a big number. Wins won't be really affecting the game either. And Yankees are 0-10 to the under this number in the last 10 games. So they're winning. They're starting to play a little better, like you said, but I still don't trust their offense. And the Reds, they're not blasting the ball either. They're only averaging 4.5 runs per game at home. So I think we actually see a low-scoring game. I don't want to back the Yankees just because of the kid Al, and I really want to see him pitch first before I back him. Regardless, it's a hitter-friendly ballpark. 10.5, even out of 10. I think the number's too high, so I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I do think for this matchup, I'm going to agree with you. Yankees had a great game over the weekend. Keyword game. Offensively, they were bad for 2 of the 3 games. I'm not going to suddenly pick this team to figure it out offensively. Winans is actually having a really funny minor league season. So in his career with the Braves, a 7.2 ERA. You're looking at his numbers in the minors this year. 11 games, 9 starts, 50 innings, a .9 ERA. I don't know what happened, but the guy turned into basically Jacob deGrom in the minors, so I don't know why, but we'll see how he does in this one. Point is, he might go better than you might expect based on his numbers in the minors this season. Lodolo, I think, should be fine. Yankees have really not been that great. Kramer looked really good against earlier today, and Kramer's not any good. So based on that, give me the under with you. I think I'll go Yankees. I think Lodolo is a bit overvalued here, or at least based on how he's been performing lately. You talked about it. You said Lodolo's been fine, but recently not the best. And to back that up, he has allowed 11 runs in his last 3 starts. So, yeah, I'll go with the Yankees. I'll go with the under. I think it'll be a lower scoring game. So I'll go with that as my main thought for this one. Before we get into the other games for the card on Monday, a reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is Circa, because they're still doing their Ultimate Defensible giveaway. And a reminder that if you want to enter it, they're giving away the Ultimate Defensible experience for a 12-person league. Draft in Vegas, be true like VIPs for your stay. Go limo ride from the airport, a 5K tab for stadium swim. I know they'll stay for you and your relevant league mates. If you want to stay at Circa anyway, you can always get 15% off everything, Circa Properties, with the code SGP15. Enter the contest for free at sportsgamble.com/Circa, the sportsgamble.com/CIRCA. We're also brought to you by MyBookie, because they're the place for every sport. They have the NBA Finals, they have the baseball cards, they have golf, they have UFC, you name it. They're also available on locations. Use crypto for winnings payouts. Use positive and sign up, though, for your account. Use the code SGPN to get a 100% odds match up to 1K. Terms and conditions might be the G promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games on the card for Monday. Time to keep it rolling with the next game. Have the Diamondbacks taking on the White Sox. Now, for this game, you have Rodriguez, who's been really bad this season. Erod, damn, that contract's really bad. Against Smith, who's been good. 3-4, 2.85 ERA. Unfortunately, we are looking at a spot where you might have to back Erod at minus 130, because that's what the number is. For Smith, plus 110. For the over-under, I see 9 or 8.5. It is Chicago, not Wrigley, but still want to check the wind just in case. For the wind in this game, blowing from right to left at around 11 miles per hour, 92 degrees, so a decent amount of heat, but not really a lot of wind to help out. I'll ask you for this game because Erod has been terrible on the road. Smith's been good. The White Sox, though, I can't really trust, and Smith's last start was awful, giving up 5 earned against the Cardinals. Before that, though, he had given up 1 run his last 2 starts combined. I'll go White Sox first 5 in this game. The Diamondbacks offense cooled off against the Rockies at the end because Carroll did miss the last 2 games with a hand issue. Not sure he's going to play in this game. He's not officially on the IL, but he might miss this game as well. Give me White Sox first 5. I know that'll make Mal happy, but I'll go with it once again.
Yeah, that's an interesting look. For me, it's another game where I don't want to back a side. I feel like I've been taking all totals, but I'll take a stab at over 8.5. My total came out to 9.4, even at a 9. I like the over. White Sox, they might get them themselves. Eduardo Rodriguez has over a 6 ERA on the road this season. Batter's hitting 319 off of him, and 5 of his last 6 road games have went way over this total. And White Sox can hit lefties a little better than they can righties, so I do think this might be a good spot for them. The over has been profitable in Chicago as well, 21-13 towards the over in Chicago. And even if Rodriguez does well, when he gets out of this game, Snakes have a bottom 5 bullpen. I don't trust their bullpen either. So I think both teams, and Arizona has a good hitting team. So I do think they'll be able to get to Shane Smith as well. I think we'll see plenty of runs. So I'm going to take the over 8.5. If you want to pay the chalk, I don't mind that, or a 9, whatever.
Yeah, I faded Erod in his last start against the Blue Jays. Earned run-wise, he was fine. He was really bad. They had a bunch of guys on base. He got out of it a couple of times, but it was base runner after base runner. He had like 99 pitches before the end of the 5th inning. He's really bad on the road. Give me a White Sox first 5 in this one. Moving on to the next game, looking at the Pirates against the Brewers. Pirates won a series against the Rangers over the weekend. Did they lose the first game? I'm actually trying to remember if they won the first game of that series. I take it back. They did end up losing the first 2 games. Did win the finale, though, 8-3. But the Pirates stink, as they have lost 6 of their last 8. Milwaukee, though, has been rolling. They are up by 1 in the 9th inning, but they are on the verge of sweeping against Minnesota. And the offense has been going bananas. They have scored at least 8 runs in 4 straight games. Milwaukee does have a guy on second with no outs in the 9th inning, so might score 10 in this one. But 8+ runs in 4 straight games. This team is going crazy. And before today, Milwaukee was having a crazy first 2 games against the Twins because they scored 26 runs in the first 2 games against Minnesota with 0 home runs. 26 runs with no home runs. They had a couple today, so that kind of ended the streak. But Milwaukee's been on fire. They've been mispriced. They were dogs in almost every game of this series, and I backed them every step of the way. So they've been very good. They're 7 games over. They could be 8 over after today. We have no lines in this game. We have no pitcher for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh can't score. They're 11-27 on the road. You have Patrick, who has a 3.5 ERA. No, this is Patrick. Give me the Brewers minus 1.5. I'll back the hot offense at home. Pittsburgh still can't hit.
Yeah, good win for Pittsburgh today, but there's no way I could fade the Brewers right now. You mentioned it. I can't believe they're a plus 132 today. I had to take them. They're great at home. And Chad Patrick, I know he's been kind of up and down, but he's been much better at home, and the Pirates stink on the road. I made him a minus 190 favorite, so we'll see what happens. And if we could get any type of plus money on the Brewers run line, I'm right there with you. I think it might be Carmen Moldavsky going for Pittsburgh.
I saw him. He pitched, I think, an inning or 2 yesterday. So I don't know if he's a bullpen guy now. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, regardless, Pittsburgh's not a good team. And the way Milwaukee's hitting the ball right now, I just think you don't want to get in front of that train right now. So I agree. Maybe a team total over for Milwaukee, but I got to back them in. If you could get plus money on the run line, I think that's the way to go as well.
Yeah, that's how I'm going to try to approach it. Moving on to the next game. You have the Mariners against the Twins. For this game, you have Wu against Ober. Minus 110 on both sides. For the over-under, I see 8.5. Seattle had an eventful series against the Cubs over the weekend. Did end up winning 2 out of 3. or they're about to. I don't believe the game officially went final. No, it did. So they did win 2 of the last 3. They scored 7+ runs in each game. Do I care? No, because it was in Wrigley with the wind blowing out. So every number was inflated. But Raleigh's been a lunatic. Homered again today. He has 31 homers. He's leading the league. So,
crazy.
Yeah, he's been an absolute monster, having an all-time great season.
Do you think he does the home run derby?
Do I think Seattle lets him do? Do I think they let him do the home run derby?
Pete Alonso has to do it.
Alonso has to because that's a Super Bowl, so he has to do it. I think Raleigh does it. Why not?
It's in Texas, right? This year?
I actually don't know.
I think it's where the Rangers play. I could be 100% wrong.
It is taking place in. Sorry, trying to find it.
Because I was thinking about going. It's next month.
No, I believe it's taking place in the Brave Stadium.
Oh, yeah, I can't go.
It's in Truist.
Yeah, can't go. Can't make that.
There you go. So if you want to go to Atlanta, check out the All-Star game when you go. Point is, though, for this matchup, you're looking at Ober, and the Twins have been terrible, by the way, which I feel like we've talked about a bit, but to go into a bit more detail, Twins are below 500. They have lost 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've lost 8 of their last 9. They're half an inning away from losing 9 of their last 10. So they've been in free fall. This is shades of last year in September, but they got a head start to the choking in June this year. Baldelli might get fired, so keep that in mind. But Seattle, they've been fine. I mean, they were better earlier in the year, but they are over 500 again. You're looking at a matchup where I like Wu more than Ober. Ober was good to start the season, recently been bad. He has allowed a total of 16 earned runs in his last 3 starts. Not ideal. Give me Seattle minus 110.
Yeah, I'm going to take another under. I was able to get the opening line at 9, even at 8.5. I'm still on the under. My total came out to 8, flat 8. I know Brian Wu has kind of been up and down for the Mariners this year, but I'm hoping he could build off that performance he had against the White Sox in his last outing. It was great, I thought. Only gave up 1 hit in 7 innings of work. And to be honest, Boston's offense is much better, even without Rafael Devers, than what Minnesota's putting up right now. Twins, they're struggling mightily right now. And I can't believe they were such a big favorite the whole weekend, regardless of them being home. I just think the market is mispricing them. And the Twins, they've been an under team this whole year, 41-31 towards the under. I get Ober hasn't really looked good in the month of June, but the whole team really hasn't looked good in the month of June. And the last time he did go up against the Marlins, he only gave up 2 runs. So I get it. Mariners, they're good on the road hitting, but I think we're going to see some positive regression from Ober, and I think we'll see a lower scoring game. So I'll take the under 9 or 8.5, whatever you could get.
Yeah, I just want to fade Ober and the Twins as much as possible. This team is awful. I was all over Milwaukee over the weekend. They were getting plus money with Quintana, I think, on Saturday. I took that. They won by 9 runs. It was a joke. So, yeah, I'll keep fading Minnesota. Same story every year. Question is, when will they fall apart? You can argue both teams with the same story every year. But the Twins right now are in free fall. Give me Seattle at minus 110. Moving on to the next game on the card. Going to go to the matchup between, pulling it up right now, the Cubs and the Cardinals. So for this game, Cubs had a pretty rough weekend series as the pitching staff fell apart. For the Cardinals, they had a good series, winning 2 out of 3 against the Reds. They're still at home. You have Liberatore pitching, 4-6, 4.08 ERA. Ben Brown pitching for Chicago, 4-5, 5.57 ERA. Cardinals minus 115. You have the Cubs at minus 105. The over-under is set at 9 for this game. So for the recent form, both pitchers, Liberatore through his last couple of outings has been a mess, but he might have turned it around last start, 6 innings, 2 runs against the White Sox. But still, it's a good start that he needed because before that, he had allowed 16 earned in his last 3 starts. So we'll see if he figured it out again or if he just had one solid outing trying to buy a bunch of poor outings. For Brown, though, his last start, he was good. 2 earned runs in 5 innings against the Brewers. Before that, 5 2/3, 6 runs against the Phillies. To go through the actual home road splits for him this season, Brown has been basically awful in both, but he has been worse on the road, a 5.82 ERA. I don't trust either pitcher in this game. The question is, do I actually trust the Cardinals' offense to do enough to capitalize on Brown? It's at 9. I get it. Liberatore has not been very good recently. I think I'll go with the over in this game. I see runs.
See, you're going towards a total. I'm going to take my first side. I'm going to take the Cardinals here, straight up minus 110. My first side today. My numbers actually made them a minus 130 favorite. They're rolling right now. Honestly, I think both teams are playing well, but it's hard not to back the Cardinals in St. Louis, 24-14 straight up at home. And plus, I think this is more of a fade on Ben Brown, who, in my opinion, I just feel like hasn't looked the best on the road for the Cubbies. 6+ runs given up on the road in 3 of his last 4 road starts. Cubs aren't really good against lefties. I know Matthew Liberatore hasn't done well, but it's like basketball. Maybe you just need to see the ball go in the net. So even if it was against the White Sox, hopefully he could build off of that momentum. So this might be a good spot for him, for the Cardinals. And Cardinals offensively, they are a wagon at home. 272 hitting in St. Louis this year. So I think they're the right side. I'm going to take the Cardinals here.
Yeah, I think backing the Cardinals at home is always a good idea based on how they've done the season, and the price is still pretty cheap. Moving on to the Red Sox against the Angels. The Red Sox are tied 4-4 in the 6th inning at the moment. For the Angels, they are up 5-4 against the Astros in the 6th, so we'll see how those games shape out. But either way, point is the Red Sox in this game are going to be they're going to be minus 125. Angels are plus 105. You have Buehler against Kachanowicz. 2 pitchers who have been really bad this season. For the over-under, I see 8.5 or 9. Yeah, I know the Red Sox offense has been underwhelming since they traded Devers, but I got to take the over. Both pitchers are horrible. I got nothing else to add. Kachanowicz, I think, is a really, really bad pitcher. Buehler was bad last year, then pieced something together towards the end of the playoff run with the Dodgers, got paid, and he still sucks. So give me the over 8.5. I see each team getting to 4. You get an automatic winner that way. Give me the over 8.5.
Yeah, I agree. This might be my lock, but over 8.5 at minus 122. I mean, my total came out to 9.5. I don't understand this total at all. Between these 2 pitchers, I'm surprised it isn't higher. Buehler's terrible on the road. He just gave up 8 runs in his last start. He's given up 5+ runs in his last 3 road starts. And Jack, he's given up 4+ runs in 3 of his last 4 home starts. So Angels, they also have one of the worst bullpens either. So I know trading Rafael Devers isn't smart, but they just scored 4 today. I think they'll be able to get 4 or 5 runs tomorrow as well. I think we see a bunch of runs tomorrow. So, yeah, over 8.5. Yeah, that's my favorite play.
Yeah, so Buehler, last 4 starts, he's allowed 23 earned runs, which is not ideal. Kachanowicz is a mess, and you're looking at his earned runs recently. He has allowed at least I got to pull this up. He has been better his last 2 starts, going no length at all. So maybe he turned a bit of a corner, but he has allowed a total of 20 runs in his last 6 starts. So not exactly pitching that well, but he's gotten better over the last 2 outings, but no distance at all. And I think you'll see runs. So give me the over in that game for this one. Moving on to the last game. We saved the worst for last. We have no lines. You have the Padres against the Nationals. For this one, you have Kulik against Parker. For the over-under, once again, we have no lines. So, San Diego will be laying a ton, probably around $2, maybe minus 180, probably a decent line here. Nationals, though, have been feisty against the Dodgers. They won the middle game. They're winning the game today. Padres have been fine. They're 6 over 500. They have lost 4 of their last 6, and they're playing right now down 2-0, so they might be losing the series at home to Kansas City. I'll ask you, because the Padres have been a bit of a mess recently.
Yeah.
But you are looking at a team in the Nationals who have been better recently, but still stink. I don't know what the line's going to be, but I think I'll go Nationals because I don't want to lay this with San Diego.
No, I don't either, and I agree. I think they might be north of $2 favorite. My numbers made them a minus 215 favorite, but I mean, if we get a nice plus price here with the Nationals, I think we have to take it. I think Steve Kolik's been good, but I think we also see a lower scoring game as well. I mean, both teams have not looked good, especially towards the under. San Diego's been extremely profitable. So I think Mitchell Parker can go okay. San Diego's not crushing the ball either. So it was just been a tough back-to-back series for them against the Dodgers, against the Royals. Hopefully they're able to muster up some wins, but Nationals has been feisty against the Dodgers here. They won on Friday. What's the score today? Do you know?
For which game?
The Nationals are up 3-0. Exactly.
It's 3-0 Nationals there, and the Padres are down 2-0.
Yeah, so they have an opportunity to win the series, the Nationals. So they've been feisty. If we get a nice plus price, I think we have to go with Washington as well.
Yeah, I agree. That's going to wrap it up, though, for all the games on the card for Monday. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. For that, the reminder, the Road to 200 Fantasy, because if you want to try to hop in for the NBA Finals, you have one game left to do it, starting in about 2.5 hours. But a reminder that for the NBA Finals, they do have their extender bonus. Hop in game 1. The longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. You're officially at 100% because you did reach game 7. But if you missed that, that's fine. You can sign up with the code MLB SGPN to get a special pick and never time with an offer up to $1K in bonus cash on fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm because they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends, which are AI-detected patterns. Rhythm's models have consistently have a high ROI. Power Trends are updated every day. They're exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed picks. Download the app, check out Power Trends, start betting smarter. And you also try it out for free for a week. We have a 7-day free trial. Go to sportsgamepodcast.com Rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finish going through the games for Monday. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks. Dylan, what do you like as your lock and dog?
Yeah, so I'll start with my lock. It was one of the games we just talked about.
I'm sorry, that's not allowed. You have to start off with your dog.
Okay. I didn't really pick any dogs.
I'm joking. You can just take the over on the Angels game as your lock and just move on.
Yeah. So that is Scott knows me. That is going to be my lock. 8.5, 9. It doesn't really matter. I think we see a bunch of runs between those two pitchers as well. So yeah, that's going to be my lock. As my dog, why not? I'll take the Rangers here. I think Patrick Corbin has been okay, and the Orioles, they don't hit lefties all that well. I think they could be live here. And I really don't trust Trevor Rogers. He's only made 2 starts this season. I got to see him a little more so I could back him more confidently. But yeah, I'll take a stab with the Rangers here.
Yeah, also pointing out Rogers' minor league numbers this season, 0-3, 5.51 ERA. So not been going too well. I believe he has been a bit better over the last couple outings, but not by a lot. The bar's been set quite low. For his last couple outings in the minors, he ended up going 6 1/3 innings and gave up 5 earned. So not good. So there you go. That might actually impact my decision because I was going to go with the under in that game. But Rogers has been that bad. So I do see a 10 on FanDuel if you want to go for the under there. Do I dare trust Winans and Lodolo? That's the question. But you know what? Now I'll go for something different. Give me the Mariners on the money line as my lock. I see them available at around, I see minus 102 on FanDuel. I'll take that. I think Woo's been better than Ober recently. Twins are god-awful. I believe they officially lost again today. So congratulations to the Brewers for sweeping. The Twins, though, are in really bad form. Mariners, yes, they were in Wrigley. The wind helped. But you know what? They got the bats going, got some mojo back. Give me Seattle for the lock on the show. For the dog, I think I am going to go with it could be a baby dog if I want to go with that. But do I dare trust the White Sox to win the entire game? That's kind of the question. Thought about the Mets. Blackburn's been bad. But I do think the Braves laying with their bad road record is kind of insane. It's pretty tough. You know what? I think I'll actually go for something a bit bolder. I don't know what the line's going to be, but I do think there's going to be some value blindly backing the price. Give me the Nationals on the money line for this game. They're on the verge of beating the Dodgers in a series. The Padres have no runs in the 7th inning right now against the Royals. They've been in bad form lately. You're looking at Parker, who I will admit is the inferior pitcher by a decent amount compared to Kolek. But you know what? He did give up 1 run in his last start. He's been pitching a little bit better lately. I think it's going to be a massive number on San Diego. I'll go for glory because I don't think San Diego's in good form at all. Give me the Nationals money line, hopefully for around a 180, 190 price, but we'll see what happens. Think the Padres either way will be too big of a favorite for this matchup. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the show. Dylan, anything else you want to add?
Are you a big scary movie guy or no?
Not really. I do like Scary Movie 4.
Yeah.
I like the parody ones, but I'm not a big actual Scary Movie guy. Not for me. I feel like when you're watching a scary movie, a lot of it is cheap jump scares. And there's
100%.
I think that there's really not a lot of plot associated. I did not see the new Final Destination movie. That's what you're referring to. I did not see that. I don't mind them. I think they're so ridiculous, they're not even scary. I just laugh at the absurdity half the time. But I'm not a big horror movie guy. Not really my thing.
Yeah, I just finished. I got because I got all 6 Scream movies, and they're kind of more funny than scary.
Yes. Well, you have the I forgot who was in the opening scene. It was Reese Witherspoon in the opening scene
For the first one?
Yeah, the blonde girl in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That was Reese Witherspoon, I think.
I don't know. Scream 1 opening scene. I want to say.
But because my mind always goes back to Scary Movie, and I'm trying to remember if Pam Anderson was the one who answered the phone.
I think it might be Pam. All right.
No, because Pam was in Scary Movie. That was the bit. So I think it was Pam in Scary Movie. But I'm trying to remember who picked it up.
Drew Barrymore.
It was Drew Barrymore. Okay, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I just finished the second one, and I'm like, it's funny. Like, they're not scary at all. So,
well, you figured at some point somebody would shoot the damn guy.
Yeah.
But then there are other screams that show up because they're all copycatting each other. So
the worst is when they're running away and they slip. Quotes. They slip.
That always happens.
Yeah.
But I remember in the first one, you had the one guy who was being extremely meta about horror movies, and he was going like this and going like, this is crazy. And my mind got distracted because that's the same character or same actor who plays the live action version of Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo movies.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly him, yeah.
So my mind kept going to Shaggy. I'm like, Shaggy, get out of here. What are you doing?
Yeah, you can't take that guy serious.
I couldn't.
No.
I couldn't. He was the one from like Monsters Island. Shout out to that movie.
They
Classic.
even had... it's a great movie. They also had... Jerry O'Connell in the second one as like Sydney's boyfriend. The
I don't
guy
believe
who
I
does
ever saw
Kangaroo
the
Jack.
second one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're not missing much.
I know Kangaroo Jack.
Great movie.
That's a debate, but yeah.
Really?
No, I'm joking. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, it's always fun when you go through old movies and you see all the old castings. Like Courtney Cox is the main character in Scream.
Yeah, it's crazy. Friends,
there's like a one in the third one where they blow up a house or something. Like it goes off the rails very quickly.
Once you pass 3, you're done. It's not that good.
Honestly, you can make the argument after 1 you've gone past, but a lot of the horror movies, with the exception of Halloween.
Oh, great. I love Halloween.
And if you want to throw in...
I like Paranormal Activity, though.
Yeah, but I was going to say, like, you have Nightmare on Elm Street, you have Friday the... you have a couple of good horror movie villains where you can actually have multiple movies and get away with it. I never felt that way about Ghostface because I felt like there were 40 of them and you just had copycat people.
Yeah, that's exactly what you had.
That's the problem.
I think it was so big because people were doing it for like costumes on Halloween. It just got so big.
And Scary Movie also kind of wrecked the seriousness. Yeah. It was like Austin Powers, how they just destroyed the villain. It was Dr. No. Because they had Dr. Evil and they just mocked the entire aspect of it. So you're like, I can't watch the serious version of this movie. I'm going to think of Austin Powers. It's the same thing with Scary Movie. Because you're just going to think of, when you're watching Scream, you're going to think of Scary Movie.
Yeah.
And you're wondering when you're going to see, what the hell's her name? Blonde actress.
From Scary Movie?
Yeah. The one who's like in the House Bunny. Anna Faris.
Okay, yeah.
You're going to think of her running like an idiot. Which is the whole point. Yeah. But it ruins the seriousness of the horror franchise. But you give me Freddy Krueger, you give me Jason, I'll have a good time. You can make 50 of those movies. I'll have a good time.
Yeah.
But you need a very captivating villain.
I agree.
Most of the time, you don't really get that.
Yeah, they don't make good scary movies anymore. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, but either way.
Right.
Point is, though, it's going to wrap it up for the show. If I'm on Twitter, Reichel Radio. If I'm on Twitter, at Rock with 2Ks24. Enjoy Game 7 in basketball tonight. Enjoy the baseball card. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.